And tip number 3 is, how can you tell if you're working for or interviewing at a good or bad company? One is, can they sign for your hours? Are they even interested? Some companies are just wanting to hire, enroll, and get going, and they're not really caring about your license and all that kind of stuff and all that legal stuff. Let's just get to work. They care more about the work than anything else. Bad company. You want to talk to someone that's actually interested and has an answer to your questions about, can they certify your hours? Another way to tell is how quickly they put you into a truck. Most good companies will have a plan, a training plan. Like, you got to go through these steps before we dare put you into a truck, right? But some companies will, as soon as you can kind of show some skills and can do the work, they just throw you right out in the truck and just throw you to the wolves, so to speak. I can't tell you how many people I've interviewed where they were in a truck and they said, because I would ask them in the interview process, well, are you running calls? And they go, well, yeah, I'm in my own truck, but I shouldn't be. Like, I've only been there 2 months and they just put me in a truck and just sent me on calls. And I don't even know what I'm doing. That happens all the time. So how quickly they put you into a truck or put you into a place of responsibility where you're actually doing the work. Again, this depends on every trade and every state, but you want to make sure they're not just caring about the money and throwing you out to make money. You want to make sure you're looking for a place to train. Again, this is your apprenticeship. You only get to do this once. Let's get it right the first time. Do they have a training program? Good companies tend to have a training program in place and they're excited to share it with you. Most good companies, most mature, thoughtful companies have figured out that there's not enough workers out there. There's not enough licensed tradespeople out there, and we have to train our own people. That's why you and I are talking today. There's not enough people out there, and so we're looking for young people to teach. And what we got to do is train them ourselves or pay to have them trained somewhere else. But you want to ask if there's a training program. Most thoughtful, good companies will have an answer for you. And some companies won't. There was a time when we didn't. We were a smaller company. We wanted to, but it wasn't in place yet. And we just needed the right situation to happen. And guess what? It did happen. One of my plumbers, his nephew came to work for us. He started with us the day after he graduated high school. And we didn't have a training program in place, but we wanted one. And because my plumber cared about his nephew, we started shortly after he was hired on. And it started out very small, but just a code, 1 hour of going over our plumbing code before our service meeting. It was 6:30 to 7:30 every Wednesday morning. That's how it started. But we were diligent about it. And then sometime later, we added a Thursday hands-on in the evenings. And we started a training program where we're doing hands-on. Then we started doing some training in other people's homes. Like, we'd give a little bit of a discount if they'd let us come to their house and do some training. And then we built our own little lab and we did training that way. And eventually we had a big lab and we had this super organized training program in place. But there was a time when we were a good company and small. We didn't have it in place yet, but we wanted to, and that's key. So make sure that your company wants to if they don't have something already. So those are just some easy ways to find out if you're interviewing or working at a good or bad company. And it's super important because remember, this is your apprenticeship and let's make the most of it.